Setting limits and boundaries with your kids and teens is important and trying and challenging, but it's not the whole story. Let's talk about it today on Tips on Teens. My name is Kent Toussaint. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I specialize in helping kids, teens, and families live happier lives. I lead two organizations, the group Private Practice Teen Therapy Center and the nonprofit 501c3 organization Child and Teen Counseling, both here in Woodland Hills, California. Every Wednesday at noon, I jump on to Facebook Live to answer your parenting questions. Let's jump into today's question. I'm having a really hard time enforcing boundaries with my kids on everything, from chores to bathing to internet time. It feels like every day they go over the line in one way or another. I get tired of being on patrol all the time, and to be honest, I just don't even know what to say to them. I wasn't really raised with boundaries myself, and I know that was a bad thing because I feel like not being able to set boundaries and stick to them has affected me my whole life. And I also saw how it had the reverse effect of making me feel like my parents just didn't care. How do I avoid this with my kids? And are there resources you can point me to that can help me figure out how to do this? Yes, thank you for your question. Again, boundaries, limits, we need to set these things. Bedtimes, brushing teeth, keeping your room clean, getting your homework done, internet time, all these things need some boundaries, absolutely. But it's not the whole story, because you can set boundaries all you like, but if you're not connected, if your kid doesn't feel connected with you, they're not going to care what you say. And I'm going to give you an example of what that means. Again, it's not about how much you love your kid. Obviously, you love your kid. You wouldn't be watching this video if you didn't love your kid. It wouldn't be important to you, right? And your kids love you. But you can love someone and not be connected. And what gets in the way of that connection is a lot of things. It's getting all the chores done, right? Getting the laundry done, and the bathroom clean, and the homework done, and the teeth brushed, and the bed on time, and piano class, and all these things. And we're so focused on getting things done that we forget to stop and connect. And there's a lot of reasons why that is. And what I would really encourage you to do is have the boundaries on those things are, but make sure you make time for connection. It's really important. For example, divorce is very prevalent in our society. More than 50% of relationships end in divorce. Well, we got a message here. I'd like to share. Are there unusual free? Oh, okay. Someone is trying to put something on here. I want to have that go away. Someone's trying to put an ad on here, and I don't want to do that. I want to talk to you about what's going on here. So I thought that was a comment on what I was talking about, so I apologize. Anyways, so more than 50% of marriages end in divorce. And there's a lot of reasons why the divorce happens. But here's a big reason why. Not the only reason, just one of the big reasons why. You have two people who love each other, and they're connected, and they feel great, and they start dating, and they start, finishing each other's sentences, and they make each other laugh, and they just feel connected, and they do anything for each other, and it's wonderful. So they get married, and they have kids. Great, we're going to share this love with our kids. It's wonderful. But unfortunately, what can happen for many families is they stop connecting. They start putting the relationships on hold. So you know what? My marriage is great. I'm going to put it on the back burner because I need to focus on my career. I need to focus on the kids. I need to focus on that book. I need to focus on getting the laundry done, whatever that is. And you say, you know what? It's okay. The relationship will be there. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And then 5 years goes by. 10 years goes by. You know what? You start looking at your spouse and like, who are you? Why do you think the way you do? Why do you breathe like that? And they're just irritating. So they start bickering and bickering and bickering and bickering to stay connected. It's not a healthy way to do it, but it's what happens to a lot of families. And eventually one person does something, crosses the line, does something that's unforgivable, and all right, we're out, we're getting divorced. And that connection is just irreparably broken. You may still care for that person, but there's that connection, that lack of trust. And what I'd say is, with our kids, we can't let that happen. We have to make sure we prioritize sitting on the couch and snuggling with our kids, or playing board game, or taking them for a walk, or baking a pie together, or whatever it is, that we're making that time where our kids feel enjoyed, appreciated, and connected. And when they do, they're more likely to follow the boundaries you set. Bedtimes, internet times, or I'm not saying they do it perfectly. No kid follows rules perfectly. Actually, some kids do, and those are the kids that we therapists really worry about because they have to be so perfect all the time, and that's a problem. It's important for kids to push boundaries. That's how they learn how to maintain and stay within boundaries. It's really important. So it's okay that they break boundaries sometimes. They're going to do that. That's how they learn. But make sure when you enforce those boundaries, you do it with care and compassion and dignity. And it's hard after you spend a long day at work and you're trying to get dinner on the table and get the laundry done. Your patience is low. I know, I've been there too, and I'm a licensed therapist and I teach people how to do this stuff, and I do it imperfectly all the time. But when you do, it always opens up the opportunity to apologize and repair. And an apology, again, is not about admitting wrong. It's about acknowledging, hey, you're hurt. And I'm a part of that, and I want to repair that, and I want to let you know that your feelings matter to me. It's coming together as people who love each other and want to connect. It's not about power. But you also want some ideas how do we set boundaries. So I have 2 articles listed down below that I wrote several years ago about allowance. And one is why you want to have allowance for teenagers. Another one is how to do it. And you pick a few things that you're just tired of nagging your kid on, and you add allowance to it or screen time to it, and you add bonuses to it. It's all listed in the article, much more eloquent than I can do right here talking to you. I want to keep this video shorter than longer. I've also listed a few books that I really recommend to a lot of parents that are great. Do some research. If you have specific questions about boundaries, give me a call. If you want me to go in detail about allowance, send me your question. I'm happy to talk about that next week. Again, my name is Kent Toussaint from Teen Therapy Center and Child and Teen Counseling. If you'd like your question answered, email us at tipsonteens@teentherapycenter.com. We love your questions. Keep them coming. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Bye-bye, guys.